some words of counsel. Be an example and light to your family. And we promise that if you are faithful in keeping the commandments of the Lord, Sean, the time will come when your family will come to embrace the gospel and join you in your newfound joy. The Lord loves you, Sean.
You did, yeah?
Ah, there you go.
Thanks.
That's great.
I have great news, Mary. Oh. After a long search, I finally found a job for Sean.
Oh, that's great. Where?
A chap at work told me of a man who's looking for a computer programming trainee.
Right, yeah.
John McPherson is his name. Well, anyway, I paid a visit to Mr. McPherson this afternoon and I put your name forward, son. He's agreed to interview you, Sean.
Oh, Dad, that's great.
Smashing.
And with a lot of us working, you reckon we'd be able to afford a family car, yeah?
Oh, we might just be able to do that.
So when's my interview?
Saturday. And if you're qualified, you start work Sunday.
Oh, great stuff. Give me your plate, love. Oh, it's great news altogether.
There's a two-door we could afford.
I wasn't giving a two-door much thought, Patrick.
I thought we could get a car that we could all fit into comfortably.
I don't think any of us should be dreaming like this until Sean gets the job.
He's a top student, Mary. He's bound to qualify.
Are you certain I'll be working on Sundays?
Sean. Yes, but it won't be every Sunday. Once or twice a month. You'll still be able to get to your church meetings.
Well, what if I don't want to work on Sundays? Do you think John McPherson will still hire me?
Am I hearing things? I can't believe me ears. Sean, you can't go picking and choosing everything in this life. You wanted a good job, you've got one. In your own chosen field, no less. What more do you want?
I don't want to work on Sundays.
And I don't want to work two jobs like I've been doing for the past 17 years. Not that it stopped me putting a roof over my family's head, nor food in their mouths. No, we've put up with his not drinking tea and coffee. We've gone along with all that. But if this new church of yours teaches that their religion is more important than your family, then I don't want to hear any more about it.
I can't believe you did that, Sean.
Do you have any idea how hard Dad worked to get a car for this family?
I do have other commitments. So, I was wondering if there was any chance that I might be able to get out of work on Sundays.
Sunday is our busiest day, Sean. Preparing for the new week. You'll have to take your turn like everyone else.
Would it be possible to have a while to think about it, please, sir?
I have 30 people looking for this job. You've very good credentials, and I'd like to employ you. It's against my better judgment. I'll give you a week. No longer.
Thank you. He told me I'd have to take me turn working Sundays.
You can't let such a little thing keep you from taking the job. This means so much to your father and to the rest of us. I think the Lord would understand, but your father wouldn't.
Maybe I could find another job instead.
So you've decided whether your family is as important to you as your church?
My family is very important to me, Dad. I'm hoping I don't have to choose between the two.
Looks to me like you already have.
President Delaney,
Sean, this is a surprise. How are you?
have you got a minute?
I can see it on your face. Would you care to sit down?
Please.
Somewhere quiet.
I need to ask you a question.
Go on.
You know those promises that were made at my confirmation about my family? Are you certain that they came from the Lord?
I know they did, Sean.
Well, then it doesn't make sense. The Lord promised that if I kept the commandments and was an example to my family, that they'd come to know the gospel and embrace it. Well, just the opposite is happening. The more I try to obey the commandments, the further my family gets from the church. My father says he doesn't want to have anything to do with the church now.
Maybe the real question is, do you have faith in the one who made the promise?
I wish I had more.
Faith isn't just something you wake up with one morning, Sean. One way to nurture your faith is by coming to know the one you are exercising faith in.
I don't understand.
Sean, you can't have faith in someone you don't know. Let me share an experience I had as a boy. I was no more than 10 or 11 at the time. It was one summer's day. My family and a few others got together for an outing. Several of us boys decided to explore the ruins of a castle nearby. We were all trying to outdo each other. I climbed up to a spot, easy to reach, or so I thought. Once I got there, I realized it was getting dark and nearly impossible to see my way back down.
Lads! Can't get down! Come up and get me! Lads! Lads! Lads!
Several boys ran to get their fathers.
Help! I'm up here!
No one could reach me. I was frozen in place.
Come on, lad, jump.
They shouted
Come on,
that they would catch me if I jumped.
I can't see you!
Come on.
I couldn't.
Say, jump.
Son,
Then my father arrived.
I'm here.
What a welcome sound that voice was. He promised to catch me if I jumped.
Is that you, Dad?
Yes, son.
Although I couldn't see my father,
Come on. Jump.
I knew his voice.
Okay, I'll jump.
Why do you think it is that I jumped for my father when I wouldn't jump for the others?
You trusted your father.
Exactly. I trusted him because I knew him, Sean. Just like Abraham, Moses, Noah. They all exercised great faith in Jesus Christ because they knew him. And when he asked them to jump into the darkness, they did it because they knew he would catch them.
But how can I come to know someone I've never met?
You come to know him the same way they did, through the scriptures, prayer and obedience. Come to really know him, Sean, and you will find the trust you are looking for. Faith isn't something you just wake up with one morning, Sean. Although I couldn't see my father, I knew his voice. Why do you think it is I jumped for my father when I wouldn't jump for the others? I trusted him because I knew him.
This is a new experience for me, brothers and sisters. Some of you who attended my baptism are aware of the promise about my family that I received at my confirmation. Well, I wish I could report that my family are interested in the church, but just now things are a little discouraging. But I can bear testimony of this. The more a person comes to know the Saviour, the easier it is to have faith in him. I know I've got a lot more to learn about him, but I do feel his love for me. And through the scriptures and prayer, I'm coming to know him better. I don't know how long it'll take until the promise about my family is fulfilled, but I'm learning that the Saviour never makes a promise he doesn't keep. And I have an assurance that if I remain faithful, the Saviour will keep his promise to me.